Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to session number 22 on hotels. Our first panelist was not able to make the trip to Montreal, so she's on Skype. She'll be doing her presentation from Athens in Greece. Her name is Anastasia Kalou. First of all, I will ask you to keep your questions to the end of the session because we're running a little bit behind schedule. So we'll give a chance to everyone to make their entire presentation, and we'll keep the questions for the end of the session. Our first speaker is Anastasia Kalou from Athens-Attica and Argosaronic Hotel Association. She's an access consultant with a design background, specializing in inclusive design solutions for museum and heritage sites. Her work aims to increase the inclusion of disabled people in the cultural and tourism sector. She is the founder of Access Greece, an organization that encourages disabled people worldwide to visit Greece and explore Greek culture. Her work is promoting inclusivity in museum. She has won the gold medal at the third biennial of Young Architects in 2009 in Belarus, and she's been an award finalist in the Design for All Foundation Award in 2012. Anastasia, here you go.
Okay. Hi, thank you very much, and sorry for any inconvenience caused. Hello from Athens, Greece. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great, okay, thanks. Okay, the title of the initiative is Tourism for All, Inclusive Hotels, the Athens-Attica and Argosaronic Hotel Association, which we'll call for abbreviation AHA. I'm going to start my presentation by 3 questions. Who is AHA? What is the initiative? And why should someone take the initiative? Is someone progressing with the slides? Because I can't see them.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then the first question, who is AHA? The Athens-Attica and Argosaronic Hotel Association is the professional body of hoteliers operating in the Athens-Attica and Argosaronic region, representing 102 hotels varying from 1 to 5 stars. Because of the economic crisis in Greece for the past 5 to 6 years, the tourism section has been affected, of course all hotels in Greece as well, especially Athenian hotels because of the riots and the protests. So the situation is getting better now, but it's been really bad. So what the association is trying to do is trying to help its members to provide Athenian hotels free of charge guidance in order to reach out to the accessible tourist market, which is a new area for Greece. They've hired me and Access Greece, the company that I'm representing, that promotes the inclusion of disabled people into the cultural and tourism sector, to run this initiative. Why should someone take the initiative? First of all, to grow customer numbers by gaining a significant competitive advantage, which may add to the hotel's sustainability, to adhere to the new building regulations concerning disabled people, which is in action since July 2012, and of course to update the hotel's services and facilities in accordance to the international standards, trends and good practices. Of course, by the benefits from inclusive tourism that I know that you are all aware of, people with disabilities is spending power. They are more than 20% of the general population. They are loyal clientele, and they do travel all year round, and this is something that the Athens as a destination, they are trying to succeed, to have tourism all year round, since the weather is fairly good during winter as well. And what I've been telling them when I started working with them is that it's not only the accommodation, we have to take a holistic approach and address barriers throughout the tourism chain. I'm working with the inclusive design principles. That means placing people at the heart of the design process, respond to human diversity and difference, offer dignity, autonomy and choice, and provide for sorry for flexibility in use. So we are working on the initiative on 3 axes: accommodation, destination, and promotion. As I've mentioned before, destination, we're trying to make Athens an inclusive place, and we're trying to promote all the information regarding the hotels and Athens as an inclusive place through the right channels in order for disabled people to communicate and get the information they need. There is here a slide of the center of Athens, the historical center as we call it. There are quite a lot of hotels, most of them little ones, and that's the problem because they are not purpose-built. The first phase of the initiative, it has to do with the announcement of the initiative in February 2014, which was sent to the members of the hotels via email, followed by a questionnaire with really simple 6 or 7 questions in order to see how many people want to join the initiative, how many hoteliers will respond, as well as to find out what they know concerning accessibility and disability matters. And also the last bit is to meet with the hoteliers that responded to the questionnaire. So far, 11 hotels have replied up to the 102, which is not bad for a start, I must say. So when we had the meeting, we explained the initiative in more detail. We had a discussion about the answers to the questionnaires to see what things concern them on accessibility and disability matters, if they do cater for disabled customers, elaborate on the benefits of joining the initiative. And we wanted to stress that the AHA is here through the initiative to help them and promote their work. It is very important, because I did all the meetings with them, not to pinpoint if they don't have an accessible lift, if the door is too narrow and things like that. Hoteliers know about these things. And if the approach is like that, they'll just say to you, sorry, we cannot afford to change it and we won't join. We're trying to pinpoint the good things that they do have, and sometimes they don't know that they cater for people with disabilities, because what we found from the outcomes is that there is a confusion among hoteliers who is actually disabled. They think that disabled clients are only clients that they are on a wheelchair, and of course that makes a lack of understanding of the needs and requirements of disabled tourists. The other thing is, because they believe that it's only wheelchair users, the costs and they exaggerate on the costs and the difficulties in making the provisions needed, because yes, lifts and elevators are very expensive to have them. So that's the thing. The other thing is the lack of advertisement and promotion through the right channels. Even 5-star chain hotels, international chain hotels, that they are inclusive and they do offer facilities and services, they don't even have the information on their sites, which I find unbelievable. And there is an ignorance of Greek legislation, mostly from hoteliers from 1 to 3-star hotels. Also, there is the belief that, okay, I'll try to make alterations for my hotel, but once the people who are disabled, they step out of the hotel, what's been going on there? So that's a problem. The other thing is the safety regulations, especially 1 to 3-star hotels. They are concerned that they cannot cater properly for people with disabilities, so they prefer not to have them. And finally, there is a lack of training of the staff on access awareness. That includes 5-star hotels as well. What I found is that there is skepticism and mistrust from them regarding the initiative, and especially that it's free of charge. To be honest, that's the hard bit. The second phase is actually all hotels that we had the discussions, and the hoteliers, they agreed to continue and carry on with the initiative. The second phase is about access auditing the premises of the hotels, the services and their facilities, gather all information, measurements, photographs, to open up a field on the AHA site on inclusive tourism and upload all the hotel information, as well as information on Athens as an inclusive destination. And lastly, to offer these access awareness workshops for the hotel staff. I've got some photographs here from the access audits of some hotels. The thing is that we started the meetings with the hotels at the end of May, beginning of June, and that was a problem because the hotels were really fully booked at that time. So we ended up saying that we're going to continue on the meetings with the hoteliers at the end of November, which it's a low season for hotels, so they're going to have more time to spend. The photos here at the beginning, it shows the one on the right-hand corner that I put it there because even though that hotel is a 5-star hotel, it doesn't have accessible rooms or toilets, but they have a ground floor with access everywhere, and they've got a lovely coffee shop at the outside. And I said, okay, let's put that so people, tourists that on a wheelchair, they can go around, they can have a coffee, there is an accessible toilet, why don't we advertise that? So I just wanted to show you that we're trying to find the good things to advertise and to promote, and there are. Yes, we have to approach this way, otherwise it's very difficult. On the other slide, for the two pictures, that's from a 5-star hotel as well, even though they treated the ramp with a design solution. On the right-hand side, even though they cater in the spa, in the changing rooms for people with disabilities, they have these baskets where they throw the used towels and they place them in front of the door there. And there are things like that, small things that do make a difference. So these are the things that they cost nothing, and these are the things that we're trying to improve. As with the last slide with the photographs, that this is an accessible room, but as far as the facilities for coffee and tea, it's placed higher up, and you cannot really fetch them. Since we have stopped working with the hoteliers up to the end of November, when we'll start again, as I mentioned, we're working towards an inclusive destination. We're working with services, collaborating with public authorities and the municipality of Athens and NGOs and disabled associations for disabled people and focus groups in order to make Athens an inclusive destination. That's a very hard thing to do. I don't know if anyone of you in the room has visited Athens, but it's really hard. But we are trying, that's why we're cooperating. Even though we do have the Athens Metro, it's very accessible. The Athens buses as well, and there are places nowadays that they do cater museums, that they have programs for people with visual impairments and hearing impairments, and we're trying to gather all this information together to upload it on the site. I've got some more photographs you can have a look at. I don't know how I am on time. I'm finishing though. And the last part of the axis is promoting everything that we're doing and we're still doing through the AHA site, social media, approach travel agencies that specialize on accessible tourism, approach associations for people with disabilities, advertise on media, and organize farm trips. We'll invite people with different disabilities as well as journalists to come over and spend time in Athens. The next slide is the landing page of the AHA site, where we're going to have the new field on inclusive tourism. Finally, so far, I would say that things are progressing slowly, because it's first thing that something like that is happening. I think it is very important to get hoteliers to start knowing things about accessibility and disability matters. What so far has come out is that they need clear, concise and straightforward information that, and suggestions with no or little cost. That's the magic word, no cost, I think. And they've asked us to prepare an easy-to-follow guide in order with tips in order to cater better for the disabled clients. Finally, I do think that the most important thing about this initiative is to break stereotypes and change attitudes and mentalities. And this is the hardest bit, I think. But I think we'll get there at some point. And as George Eastman said, the progress of the world depends almost entirely upon education. And I think basically that is what we're doing through the initiative. It's promising, and I think I'm quite optimistic we'll get there somewhere. And then at the second World Summit, hopefully I'll show you the progress we've made. Thank you very much. I hope I am on time as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia. We'll keep the questions for the end of the session. So stay online.